Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Sarah and this is my YouTube channel dedicated to capturing all of my memories on the Disney College Program while I'm here for the spring. So how I found out about the Disney College Program, I was in 7th grade when I went to Disney World with my family and I was in one of the gift shops in Epcot just to the left of the big Christmas tree when you first walk into Epcot and enter the World Showcase. We went at Christmas time, so obviously that's why there was a Christmas tree there. And I was talking to one of the cast members whose name was also Sarah, and she had a college on her name tag. And I asked her, I was like, I know that's supposed to be your hometown, and there's no way your hometown is Baylor University or something like that. And she laughed and she explained to me all about the college program. So for the past 7 years, I have been researching, reading, watching YouTube videos, doing anything that involves the Disney College Program, talking to cast members every single time that I go down to Disney, which honestly is pretty often, about tips and tricks on how to get into the college program and what it's like, not just how to get into it. So the basis of this video is just to kind of give you guys an intro to what the Disney College Program is, what I'm going to be spending my spring semester doing instead of studying at school. So it's a really great opportunity that I'm honestly so blessed to be able to take part in. So let's dive right into it. So what is the Disney College Program? This is the biggest question that I get because people are so confused. They say like, you're just going to take a semester off of school and go work at Disney World, and the answer basically is yes. It's not just a job there though, it's really a program. So while you're there, the program has 3 components, and that's living, learning, and earning. So the living component, it's similar to the dorm situation at universities. You live in on-campus housing apartments with other college program students. So this is a really cool opportunity for you to be able to meet people from all around the world, all around the country, different majors, different schools, different sizes of schools is the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to. I go to a pretty big school, so finding people who go to small schools or even bigger schools than me I think will be really interesting. So while you're there, you live in those apartment complexes. Learning. So the Disney College Program is based on the component of learning while you work, not just working for the sake of working, but working so that you can figure out things through the work that you're doing, especially at the Walt Disney Company. This is a really cool opportunity since they are one of the biggest companies that the world has to offer. They own ESPN, Marvel, Disney, Lucasfilms, anything that you can think of, Disney probably has a part in it. So really this is a cool opportunity for you to get your foot in the door and be able to get your name established at the Walt Disney Company, because from there you can go on to pick whatever franchise you want to work for. So for me personally, I'm looking to work in sports after I graduate, so going on the ESPN route is something that I'm really interested in. So while I'm there, I'm going to be sure to make some connections that could probably lead to a good future after I graduate from college. So the learning component, basically they have a Disney University in Orlando. Super cool. I wish I went to Disney University full-time, but unfortunately it is not a 4-year degree school. While you're at Disney University, you can take 3-hour classes that transfer over to your school and they can count towards your GPA there, so you can be earning college credit while you're doing the Disney College Program through the Disney program. Other than that, they offer seminars that last about 4 to 8 weeks, and they have 1 to 2 meetings per week, and at the end of this you earn your doctorate or your your master's degree. So instead of a doctorate or a master's degree, it's doctorate and master's. I think it's cute. Unfortunately for my program, they just took away the 3-hour classes, so I won't be able to earn college credit through Disney. Not really sure why they did that, but I'm sure they have a good reason to do so. I'm going to be taking online classes at the community college in my area, so I'll still be earning some college credit while I'm there, so it's not a complete full semester off of school. I'll still be working towards my degrees. So the last component is earning. The biggest thing that I guess I overlooked while I was looking into the Disney College Program and planning for my financial future is that you do get paid for your time at Disney, which I know is such a stupid thing to forget, but it is an hourly, it's an hourly paid job, and the hourly rates aren't that bad. So for my role, I make $10 an hour, but I know that the roles, they vary from $10 to $13 per hour, just depending on what the job is, how demanding it is, the skills needed, and things like that. I would assume that lifeguarding makes more than $10 an hour, just because lifeguarding you have to have a specific skill set and you have to have more of like you have higher responsibilities, you know, you're guarding lives. So those are the 3 components of the Disney College Program, just kind of a comprehensive look at that. There is a website, DisneyCollegeProgram.com, that answers all of the questions that you might have, and hundreds and thousands of blogs, vlogs, reports, anything you can think of about the Disney College Program that are out there for you to research on. So the application process is normally the biggest thing that people are fearful of, stressed about, anything that you can think of, any emotion that comes with a midterm or a final exam. Apply it straight to this interview process. Okay, so applications came out on the second day of school at my college, so I missed the first day for applications, and thank goodness one of my friends who's also applied to the program texted me the next day and asked if I had applied yet. If it weren't for her, I probably would have been a couple days later. So if you have someone that's going through the program with you, make sure you guys keep each other in check, because that was so helpful throughout the whole program. Just having someone there who's going through the same process as you are and making sure you're getting everything done that you need to be doing. So after I submitted my first application, it was really just a normal job application. You did your preferences for the roles that you would like. You marked them as high, medium, or low interest. I actually got a low interest role, but I'm really happy that I got it because I didn't look into it as much as I should have, and it really is the perfect role for me. So if you're applying to the program, my biggest thing would be, before you submit the very first application, go do your own research about each individual role, because Disney does provide a little blip about what each role entails, but it's not the most comprehensive thing. So for lifeguard, for example, which is one of the ones that I put as low interest, they had the general lifeguarding duties, but they don't talk about like the fun side of it or like the different unique aspects of each job. So make sure you research it by yourself before you fill out the application to make sure that you know what you want exactly. So after I filled out the first application, I actually was so afraid that I didn't hit submit, missed a deadline, did something wrong, because my Disney account locked me out. And Disney Tech had changed their emails, so the emails that I was sending went to no one, and I didn't find out until about a week and a half later. So I was scrambling. I was afraid I had missed like my second interview notification or something awful like that. So I was emailing as many people as I could, and luckily one of the guys at the help desk helped me figure it out and got me all settled, and I hadn't missed anything, thank goodness. And to me, it felt like it was waiting like a month and a half. Like honestly, every day I checked, every hour. I was so nervous. I wanted my second round interview email. And I thought that it was a month and a half, but it was actually only about 2 weeks later that I got my notification for the second round interview. And this is the web-based personality interview, and this is where they ask you a range of questions or statements, and you rate on a scale of like 1 to 10 how much you agree with this. So the 1 would be like, not at all, I do not agree with this whatsoever, and the 10 would be, I strongly agree with this. And now I feel like Disney really wants people who are really set in their ways and have strong opinions. I tried to stray away from writing just neutral on my answers. I tried to either go all the way to the positive or negative side of the spectrum. But then again, that is to say, there were some answers that I left as neutral just because I really was neutral on those subjects. So it doesn't have to be every single question that you do as neutral or polarized. Just make sure you have the majority of them on one end or the other. That way it'll show Disney that you have a strong sense of self and like your opinions and things like that. So after that, I got the text that I was moving on to the third round interview, which is the biggest one. So I have been wanting to do this, like I said, for the past 7 or 8 years. So obviously going into it, I was really aware and educated on what they wanted to hear in the interview. But on top of that, I watched about 14 to 15 hours of other people doing phone interviews, their phone interview tips, when they did not get in, why they think they didn't get in, and like all these really great videos. And I'll link some below if you are trying to do the college program, which was super helpful for me. But I actually had a notebook kind of like this. It was just like one of my old school notebooks, and on each page I had a different subject and then all the possible things I could say to talk about that subject. So one of them I think was like my history with Disney and like why I love Disney so much, like all my memories, funny things that happened, magical moments, literally anything that I could use to show my passion for Disney at like a non-work level. And then where I really dove deep was I had a page for each role that I had listed as any interest whatsoever. So the biggest one that I wanted was attractions or character attendant. I wanted to be a Jungle Cruise skipper. They didn't ask me about attractions at all, and there was no way for me to segue into it on the interview because I was trying to like tuck it in there that I would be a great Jungle Cruise skipper, and there was no opportunity to talk about it. So unfortunately I didn't get to talk about attractions, and therefore I am not attractions. But character attendant I did talk to them about a lot, because when I was little I did not want to do any of the rides like a lot of little kids don't want to do. I waited in every single line for every single character. I'm looking through my old autograph books and there's some characters that I don't even recognize, but little Sarah loved them to death. So that was really important to me, and that was something I really wanted to do and kind of be there to experience the magic and help make magical moments for other families. So after my phone interview, I hung up, and it was honestly so nerve-wracking. It was at 8 in the morning. I don't wake up that early for class, so I was up an hour and a half early, showered, got dressed, was really ready, waiting for the phone call. Literally, when the phone rang, it says blocked number, and I shook so hard answering the phone because I was like trying to slide it and make sure that it actually went through, because you know how sometimes on like your iPhone it like won't answer the call. Oh my god, I was so afraid because there's no number to call back on, and like what do you do if you just don't pick up your phone interview like that? Nightmares. Anyways, so after I hung up the phone interview, I was literally shaking. I felt so bad about it. I knew that I had given good answers, but it wasn't anywhere near as in-depth as what I had prepared for. So in this case, I really do think I was over-prepared, and I psyched myself out 100% afterwards. Just because the questions that they asked were not very deep questions, they were more surface level, just kind of trying to get to know like a general gist about you, which really confused me because I was like, how do you know exactly where to put me if you don't know like my hopes and dreams, or like why I want to be a character attendant, or why I want to work Jungle Cruise or something like that. So that was kind of weird to me, but I did end up getting in, and I got accepted 4 days after my interview, which was really, really fast. I have never heard of someone get accepted that fast. I don't know if I just had a really convincing interview or if it was the timing of the acceptance letters. I honestly don't know, and I'm so, so thankful because I could not have waited longer than 4 days. It was the most like stressful 4 days of my entire life. And I remember I was sitting in my accounting class. It's this huge lecture room with like 300 kids, and one of my best friends was sitting next to me. I had my phone in between us, and I got a text from the Disney updates that said, "Congratulations, check your email for program updates." And I was like, oh my god, Chase, I was like, there's only one thing left for me to find out, and that's if I got in or not. And you can see on my notes, I had like really, really nice, pretty handwriting, and then all of a sudden it got like really, really shaky and tiny because there was so much adrenaline going through my body when I got that text, and I was like, I can't do it. I was halfway through class, I was like, if I don't get in, I'm gonna run out crying, and if I do get in, I'm not gonna be able to focus. I was like, Disney, this is not a good time to be telling me. So hindsight 2020, I should have had my phone in my backpack so I'm not distracted in class, but I was waiting for that text and I got it, and it was super, super exciting. Very happy. I called my dad immediately, told him that I got his dream job. It was so fun, and I'm really, really excited to be doing it. It was a fun application process, but so stressful. Okay, and then to speak a little bit more about my role. So when I applied for Watercraft, I really just put it down because my dad has always said that after he retires, he wants to move down to Orlando and drive the big ferry boats and the resort launches that go back and forth because it's his dream job and everything. So when I was filling out my application, I saw Watercraft on there, and I was like, no way, how cool would that be if I got my dad's dream job when I'm only 19 years old? So I got it, I told him, it was so funny, and I'm so happy that I did put that down because it really is perfect. And I talked to a couple cast members when I went down in December and asked them basically just like what the role really was for a college program student, because I didn't really think that they were going to let me drive the boats. Even though I did tell them I have my boater's license, I didn't really think that they would put me right out the chute in charge of transporting all these people across the lake. So what I kind of found out is that when you're a college program student, you start out as a deckhand. So just like tying up the boats, clicking the people on like with the clickers to count how many people are on the boat, talking over the loud system, which is going to be my favorite part, and then just kind of like the general boat things that don't involve driving the boat. So I'm really excited just to even be doing that because I grew up with a boat my whole life, and all of my favorite memories are kind of tied to that boat. All of our family vacations had the boat with us. Some of the funniest things that have ever happened to me happened on that boat. So just kind of being around a boat, being on the water is just gonna be really, really fun for a whole semester, especially transporting happy guests from the Ticket and Transportation Center to the front gates of Magic Kingdom. That's gonna be such a special opportunity that I really think. Okay guys, that's all that I have for you today. The next video I'll make is probably going to be me moving down to Florida with my dad. So I'll probably make some sort of video of me and my dad driving down there for the whole 16-hour drive that it is from Texas. Keep in mind that'll probably be really funny because me and my dad are hilarious. So check back for that video, and thanks for watching. Bye!